Alright, hello. A couple of months ago, Salman started a huge sports shop with his friend and wife. His shops, namely as Anika Sports. He started to gain a profit from the sale of his business assets. However, after some period of time, an auditor comes to audit the company. And after the auditor take a look into the financial statement Anika Sports, she started to questioning itself several questions. And the first question is, did the transaction really happen? Number 2, is thing recorded at the correct amount? Number 3, is the businesses having all the transactions? And last but not least, the auditor question itself is Anika Sports having a recorded in the correct period of time? And maybe some of you thinking, what the purpose the auditor question itself like that, and why exactly the auditor doing like that? So it's called Assertion. So my name is Muhammad Muabin Bimsada and taking Bachelor of Accounting in UKL Business School. So today I intend to share more and advanced knowledge regarding Assertion with my partner. Alright, before we going any further, I want to apologize and excuse my backgrounds, as I staying at home and my home doesn't have any big space to do a presentation or recording a video, so I just recording in my room. So without wasting any time, let's move into the next item. So next, we are carried through two definitions of Assertion by different contexts. Number 1, let's take a look into the Assertion from the Cambridge Dictionary. So, from the Cambridge Dictionary, it states a statement that you strongly believe is true. For instance, I certainly don't agree with his assertion that men are better drivers than women. However, there are big differences between meaning from Cambridge Dictionary and context of auditing. The meaning assertion in the context of auditing is criteria and characteristics that need to be tested to ensure that financial recording and disclosure are correct and appropriate. And that's it, assertion in the context of auditing. Alright, based on the story that I told you guys earlier, which is the Salman opened up his business namely as Anika Sports. Based on the story that I told you, we can conclude that assertion has the numerous types such as occurrence, completeness, classifications, cutoff, and many more. But today we will be focusing on accuracy. Accuracy is classified under assertions about classes of transaction and events. And alright, the purposes of accuracy is to make sure the transactions of the company are recorded and stated in the correct amounts. For example, that I can give to you guys, or let's imagine that I have a business, and then for the sale transactions, I recorded the quantity of goods shipped as RM 40 ringgit. However, I recorded the quantity billed as RM 60 ringgit. Consequently, the objectivity of accuracy is violated as I recorded of goods shipped was different from the quantity billed. That I would like to remind of you guys, the objectivity and purposes of the accuracy is to record and transaction the correct amounts.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zuhairi bin Zulkarnain, and I would like to continue another part of assertion in accuracy. So, previously my partner tells us about the level of transaction in financial statement, and now my part is the presentation and disclosure of financial statement. So basically, my part can be fall under two conditions, which is my partner have explained before, is a level of transaction of financial statement. But my part, we can add another condition, which is year-end balance of a financial statement. So basically, my part can be related to how the company or audit client present and disclose their financial statement to the auditor. So they need to make sure their level of transaction and year-end balance are present properly, appropriately and accurately before they present it to their auditor. Basically, we all know that in the financial statement there are some components that build up to form the financial statement. So what is the component? The component is asset, liability, equity and interest. So the company or audit client need to make sure those components are fairly present, accurately and appropriately. The asset and liability, they need to make sure are there any valuation adjustment or revalue. So the company to make sure need to make sure those components are very present. I'll share to you some of examples of illustration. Okay. First one, we go to the asset component, which they have the inventory. So based on my knowledge, there are two types of method to calculate the inventory. The first one is FIFO and the second one is LIFO. Okay, we go to another component in asset, which is account receivable. Those company or audit client listing aging their long outstanding debt, or the bad debt and the doubtful debt are the company recover it. So if they got recover the bad debt and doubtful debt, so they need to revalue the account receivable accurately. Okay. The last part of the asset is cash at bank. So at cash at bank, the company or audit client need to reconcile their cash at bank before they present the reconcile accurately before they present to their auditor. Okay, next I would like to share to you about one of real life cases. So these cases occurred in Enron company. So Enron company using the MTM method. So what is MTM method? MTM method is mark to market. So mark to market method, which can be defined as the asset can be recorded on the company balance sheet at their fair market value. So the Enron company use the MTM method to exploit and create a new asset, a new ghost asset. So hence their actual cash flow from their asset is substantially less than their cash flow at the security and exchange. So basically they did not perform their presentation and disclose of financial statement accurately. So which that mean the company, the Enron company does not present and disclose their financial statement accurately and appropriately. So last but not least, so what is the importance of assertion inaccuracy? So assertion inaccuracy, which attest to ensure the reliability of the financial statement that have been prepared for the auditor from their audit client or the company. Since the financial statement is the one identity that cannot be held a lie detector test to them, so assertion inaccuracy can be tested out to determine whether the financial statement are factual or not. Plus, assertion inaccuracy is also to determine whether the information are free from the material misstatement. That's all from me. Thank you.
how fast the time flies. I think that's all from us. I hope all of you getting something from these presentations. So stay healthy, stay safe, and happy fasting everyone, especially for the Muslim brothers out there. So see you when I see you. Bye. Have a nice day.